Hi Aries, welcome to your full moon in Pisces reading for September 10th, 2022. This full moon is supposed to be about healing the soul. And this is interesting because what I'm seeing that the full moon is closing out for you, because full moons end cycles, uh, is the Page of Cups and the Moon. So Page of Cups is my Pisces card. And so you have the full moon in Pisces. How incredible is that? So you are very much in alignment with what is happening with the moon right now. Pisces card is somebody who's, even if they're older, they still have a very young appearance or attitude about them. And with that sort of agelessness comes sometimes insecurities. But also because of that youthfulness, um, there's still that ability to tap into the mysteries. And I think that's definitely what's going to happen here. This could be you, or it could be somebody else in your direct vicinity, somebody close to you, very possibly. But again, this is the Pisces card, so we're looking at somebody who is very sensitive, sometimes overly sensitive. And with the moon, I think we're going to be picking up a lot of information, and even more so, I think that we are going to be allowing some information on a soul level and a subconscious level, two different things that may arise at this time, uh, in which you get to have a good look at. If you pay attention and if you listen to maybe the Page of Cups that is around you, or again, your higher self or your subconscious, you can tap into a lot of information right now. You can receive a lot of information. You can receive a lot of intuition. And it feels to me like you kind of should be doing that, or you may need to do that at some point. There are 5 planets retrograde right now, and one that's getting ready to. So things are a little bit at a standstill, which is the perfect opportunity to quiet yourself and to receive information from your subconscious or from your higher self. And that's exactly what's going to happen. This is a little bit to me like the siren song. So there's definitely information coming towards you. I would also say what I find interesting are the notes here. So I'm going to say that any music that comes up in your head, pay attention to the lyrics, or maybe even to the emotional, what you get emotionally from it, because I think there's information there. Not everybody's tapped into their intuition that strongly as a Pisces would be, but Aries is pretty close, and they're neighbors, so that makes perfect sense. Now, having said that, with these 2 cards here, this is a main theme for this 2 to 4 weeks. And it's definitely going to be a bit of an emotional one, I think. All right, so how you are dealing with it and your response to this situation is the 2 of Pentacles. This is trying to maintain a balanced attitude in the midst of some, I would say, imbalance, situations that are not quite settled. You're keeping the coins up in the air. You're juggling things right now. But this is not an unhappy card, I don't think. I think it's just, like I said, trying to maintain balance in situations that are unbalanced, and doing it playfully, because you're juggling things. It's a playful thing. It might take some practice, but it's playful. And so you should approach this situation playfully. And that's exactly what a young Piscean would do. I kind of had a dream last night about a little Pisces that I know, who says that he was looking at something to find its patterns, to find the patterns inside what was happening with the coin. And I think there's a lot of information in there from my dream about this. And the fact that you have a couple of coins here and even two people that are watching him, I kind of feel the same way for this particular reading. And I think it is a time to look at your subconscious patterns and even the mysterious ones. And I think if you do that, you're going to come up with some very interesting information for yourself. And we'll get into that in a minute. So, clarifying the Two of Pentacles is the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is not feeling like we can really do much about what's happening right now. And like I said, there's 5 planets, almost 6 going retrograde. So things are pretty slow. And maybe there isn't anything that you can do at the moment. And maybe there isn't anything you should be doing at the moment on certainly a mental level, but physically you're tied as well. And like I said, this is an excellent opportunity to reach into the subconscious, look into the mysteries, get out of the physical for a little while, and see what's going on behind the scenes. The Eight of Swords, sometimes you're not supposed to do anything. And I do feel like this is a time where even if you tried, it wouldn't go smoothly. Mostly because of the juggling here, but also with the 5 retrograde planets, almost 6. So I don't think anything is going too quickly anywhere anyway. So that's why I say it's the universe offers us an opportunity to stand still for a little bit. And that could be this period, for sure. The outcome or the result of your juggling is the Seven of Swords. And yeah, this is not the easiest card in the deck. It has a couple of meanings for me. One of them is taking what you've learned and going somewhere else with it. So it's kind of like stealing away. It doesn't have to be sneaky, but it can be. And as you can see, the mermaids found a treasure trove and they're going to take some swords. And that's what I mean by taking what you've learned and going somewhere else with it. So it's like if you had a job and you've learned pretty much everything you could there, or you're ready to move on to something different, you've still taken the things that you've learned from that particular job and will definitely use it in the next position that you find. But it can also be things happening behind the scenes. And I think there's a lot of weight with that meaning in this particular reading because, first of all, the moon is your subconscious. So that is things that you are not always aware of that can come up so you can be aware of them, so that you can understand the patterns a lot easier, or just as they come up, which is necessary for making proper balanced choices, actually. And so that can be things going on behind the scenes. I don't see anybody doing anything wrong or, difficult towards you, but I do think there's patterns that we might be becoming aware of during this period. And interestingly enough, the Chinese astrological rabbit translates to Pisces. So I have a lot of Pisces energy going on here. I find that very interesting. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. And if you notice in this particular one, she's writing down what she's finding. And so again, I want to emphasize that there is the very great possibility of learning something about yourself that you can use. The Knight of Pentacles is a good, solid offer. So this period can offer you something that you can really ground. So even though you're dealing with your subconscious or what's going on behind the scenes, it's something that you will learn that you can really ground and use it earthly wise. You can take something that's sort of spiritual or gossamer or not completely solid and really apply it to the physical. I like the Knight of Pentacles, but it is also, with this card, it's another card of procrastination. So again, not moving anywhere too quickly. But the nice thing is that while you're not moving, you are creating some really interesting, solid information that will help you when it's time to move on, when it's time to actually physically make things happen. It's a great card, I think. It's one of my favorites, definitely, even though it's sort of plodding. But I think it's still really worth your time and effort to look into the mysteries and to take what isn't quite solid and become aware of it and make it so. So let's find out. Just looking to see if there's anything that what does Spirit want you to know? Oh, you have the Emperor. Nice. All right, so this is the Emperor. It's the Great Father card. So you may be dealing with a father figure, or you may be father yourself that's dealing with situations. In any case, it's the Emperor is somebody who can create laws for the good of humanity, but he can also go the other way and use his power for his own good well-being. And I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think this time it's going to be you that takes this, and you can really create a good, solid foundation. So you see you have two here, Two of Pentacles, and I think this offers you more information to create a solid foundation that you're trying to get maybe something off the ground right now. It can be internal information, things about your own psyche, but it can also be physical things because we have the actual physical pentacles here. So I think it's a little bit of both. And I think it's your intuition, your psyche, your subconscious that you become aware of that can actually ground the two things that you're juggling, or the two physicality, the physicality of things you can finally ground probably close to the end of the cycle, 2 to 4 weeks. The Emperor is an Aries card, so it's bringing you right back home. And they say that the signs that are together, so Pisces and Aries, are two very different people. And it's almost like you have to not be yourself for a while. You have to be maybe the opposite of yourself for a while, so you can figure some things out, so that you can ground what it is that you're trying to create, what you want to plant in your next field. I think this is a very good card in this position because you definitely take what you've learned or what you've become aware of, and you create something really wonderful from it. I do want to do one more, oddly enough.